Ever wonder why Blox Fruits, the shameless One Piece knockoff Roblox game, somehow hauls in millions of daily players logging in for hours? Well, I did, so I came up with a slightly delusional idea to play for 24 hours straight until I either crack the mystery or completely lose my mind. Welcome to the Teferi channel, probably in the top 5 most intelligent YouTube communities. If you rolled in from the Discord server, you already knew I was about to do this challenge, so shout out to the real ones over there. Little did I know this challenge was about to be brutal and downright concerning. A quick refresher though, I first dipped into Blox Fruits after you guys recommended Roblox games in this video, and the RNG gods blessed me with the diamond fruit. I promised in that video I would become the master swordsman. So here we are, starting at level 10, 24 hours on the clock, and who knows, maybe we'll hit max level before my brain fries. Full disclosure, I'm not exactly ecstatic to endure a full day of virtual grinding, but if you slap that like button and subscribe, we might just hit 100k subs, and that would help. And every new subscriber before that milestone of 100k unlocks the OG status on this channel, so go claim your spot right now. Anyways, let's begin. First things first, I landed on Jungle Island and started slashing helpless monkeys with my glorified toothpick of a katana until I finally had enough stat points to pump into my statistics. Once I hit level 20 by beating up bandits, I dumped the bulk of my points into sword damage because obviously I'm chasing that master swordsman dream. In regards to becoming the master swordsman though, I have to acquire the strongest sword in the first sea, the Saber, and after that possibly even attain the best sword in this game when I get to the second sea, called the true triple katana. I can't be walking around like Yamcha, so I sprinkled in some points into defense for that Zoro level durability, and yes, that Yamcha trait was necessary. I then put a few into melee just to up my stamina for dashing and for when I eventually get skywalk. Also, by the way, if you're hunting for a Blox Fruits walkthrough that's part guide and part social experiment, then you're in the right place. Though I can't promise anything, but we'll be in this together at least. Alright, once I monkeyed my way out through the jungle, I leveled up fast and squared off against the big bad gorillas. I crushed their leader, unlocked both katana mastery moves, and just like that, the first Jungle Island arc was finished at the 30-minute mark. No PvP distractions, grinding straight to level 37 with 76 sword points and wielding a filthy little katana like that's probably way below my league. But don't get too comfy. These peaceful times won't last and things get crazier once we set sail. I set sail for the second island of the first sea, home to the boss Bobby. Yep. That's his name. This game is literally one word away from a lawsuit, bro. I didn't rest at all. I dove straight into beating these bandits, quickly learning the simple grind mechanics of this game. Higher level goes to tougher bandits, which goes to sweeter loot, which is, you know, most games. So it wasn't really clicking why, you know, millions would come back. And also, this is one of the grindiest games on Roblox, and I've come to realize that. I bought the dual katana from this random guy and farmed pirates until I hit mastery level 30, unlocking both of his flashy moves. Then it was brutes and more brutes and more brutes, followed by more rounds of beating Bobby the Clown and completely eradicating him. By the time I reached level 60, the Pirate Island arc was completed, all in about an hour. Yet here I am, still scratching my head, wondering why millions of players keep coming back for this madness. I set sail for Alabasta, aka the desert island to you non-One Piece watchers, and I dove straight into the grind. No sightseeing, no pity parties. I needed the Saber before I get out the first sea. But quick Google search later, I discovered that it's locked behind level 200, so can't even get it right now. So hey, back to bandit slang. I also needed to get Hockey, also known as Aura in this game. Oh wow. So I basically needed to become a Duke Dennis incarnate. So I farmed my way up to level 90 on Desert Island, then hot-tailed my way over to Ice Island to learn Hockey. Unfortunately, the camera god snatched that footage, so you'll just have to trust me on this next part. I beat ice bandits until I hit level 120, traded my diamond fruit for the chop fruit, and somehow during that mysterious lost hour managed to snag the basic triple katana. I rode up to the Navy HQ with my sight sets on that boss drop that looks like an admiral coat, which is ultimate aura flex. Naturally, I had to have it. I had high hopes until he straight up just despawned. No coat, no aura points, literally nothing. Undeterred though, I remembered I still needed level 200 for the Saber, so I looped back to fight the Saw boss, hopefully to get his sword, boom, ban, and 0 loot. At this point, I'm one misclick away from nuking the entire server, bro. So back to the grind, I stuck to beating bandits around Navy HQ, farming these bots till I finally hit level 150. Every swing brings me much closer to the master swordsman life, and so hopefully snagging the gear I actually want. I sailed to Skypea, aka the Sky Islands, to you bots who haven't watched One Piece yet. You know what? Forget this video. go watch One Piece right now if you haven't. And if you have already, drop your favorite One Piece moments in the comments, because now I'm really curious. And don't drop some lame moments, okay? Me personally, mine was when Law faced against Blackbeard and was low-key cooking him before he got squad wiped and left at 1 HP. Anyways, I popped a 2x EXP code to speed things up, and I bandit beat all the way to level 196 with 370 points in sword, 161 points in defense, and 57 points in melee. At this point, I can see how the constant grinding could maybe keep someone playing this game for a while, but then again, I'm only like 5 hours into the challenge, so I need some more gameplay for a solid opinion. I sailed to Impel Down, aka the prison island, and I got straight to work. I started beating these bandits until I realized that I had finally hit level 200. I went immediately to get the Saber, and this was the hardest boss I had ever faced. I kept dying and dying and dying until this random guy helped me defeat him. Big shout out to whoever that guy is. You just saved me probably like countless hours. Anyways, the Saber has been acquired. Now it's time to get its mastery up and defeat every single boss at the prison. After all that, I finally reached level 250 with mastery 117 on my Saber, with 6 hours and 30 minutes total of Blox Fruits played and 17 hours and 30 minutes left to go. Not gonna lie, at this point I was so burnt out, but later in this video it just gets so much worse, man. It's not even funny. Please give me a like and subscribe. I rolled for a new devil fruit hoping for a Logia, and I got the ice fruit, so that worked. And then I sailed to the Colosseum and brainlessly bandit beat through this entire island until I reached level 300, which just took another hour away. After that, I sailed to Magma village and cleared through everyone over there, eventually making my way up to level 375, which took another hour and 30 minutes. Then sailed to Fishman Island and bandit beat over there from level 375 to level 450, which took another hour. After all that bandit beating and 10 hours of total gameplay, I went back to the Sky Islands to go to the second part, which is even higher in the sky than the first part, and I just bandit beat. What else am I gonna do? I also found some Usopp looking guy who gave me observation hockey, so that was cool. It pretty much made me invincible to NPCs who had no hockey. Yeah, this part took me like 2 hours total to complete because I had to grind my way from level 450 to 625 in one sitting with barely any 2x XP, so it was really grueling. I quite literally wanted to just fall asleep, man, and that's what I did with the help of Monta Sleep Mask. Thank you for sponsoring this video. I had a cozy rest after 12 hours of gameplay. Since summer is coming soon, that will mean longer day hours, which may disrupt many people's sleep cycles and our body's natural circadian rhythm, which usually leads to feeling sluggish in the daytime. So using the Monta Sleep Mask, you can block out the noise and light from the outside world and finally get the rest you deserve no matter what time the sun is out. Please use my code TEFERI10 to get 10% off your sleep mask, which is tagged right on this video, or you could go to their website. Enjoy your sleep, but time to wake up for the next 12 hours of this game. After my break, I got right back to it and started bandit beating at Fountain City to finally get to level 700. Thanks to the free 2x EXP, this did not take very long as it would have if I didn't have it, so it just took an hour. And I kept fighting Frankie, but he wasn't dropping the cool glasses I wanted, so it made me very sad. After 13 hours, we finally made it to the second sea. I had to do some dumb little side quests to get here, but I'll just skip all that for you guys. I also decided to upgrade my devil fruit when I got here, so I bought the mythical flying type devil fruit, the phoenix fruit. Holy aura, am I right? I could literally fly now. Shout out to that pineapple head, Marco. Not much to do at the beginning of the second sea, but just to go straight to work. I started bandit beating like my life was on the line. Nothing was stopping me, and here I started to understand the appeal of this game. Once you got past the suffocating first sea, the game seemed much more playable and a lot more to do. I set my sights on Saber V2, which is the second version of the sword I have, claimed to be the highest damage sword in the game. And after that, immediately I wanted to go for the true triple katana, which is a very long and hard process that requires you to server hop for hours and literally find the sword by luck. So I'm not excited for that, but to be the strongest swordsman in this game in under 24 hours, I need to get those mythical blades. And as you'll see later in this video, it was not easy at all. I beat up the raiders, mercenaries, and swan pirates until I got to level 800, and that drained about like an hour and 30 minutes of my time, even with the 2x EXP, so that raised my total playtime to 14 hours and 30 minutes. These grind sessions were getting longer and harder to achieve, man, and I don't know, this is just crazy. But my next venture was definitely going to be the longest, and I had to lock in if I wanted to complete all 3 of my goals in the 10 hours I have left to playing this game. With heavy determination in my eyes, grabbed my mouse and beat every single bandit in my way, aiming for the Saber V2. After a while, I started targeting only bosses because another requirement to get Saber V2, besides killing another player with a million bounty, was to have a million bounty yourself. Yeah, I locked in, and it took me a bunch of server hopping for 3 hours straight, grinding bosses from the first end and second C. I did not expect this at all to eat up so much of my time, but I had to check this off because this is probably the easiest goal out of the 3. At the end of it all, after I beat the final boss, I did end up with some cool stuff like Doflamingo's cape, which just has a bunch of aura, honestly. I also got Fujitori's sword, which is literally almost as strong as having a whole nother devil fruit. So this sword definitely became my favorite to use before I eventually, got the Saber V2. So 30 minutes passed and I asked some random guy over 1 million bounty if I could just kill him please for the Saber V2, because right now time is of essence. And he said yeah. So shout out to this guy Roger right here. If you're watching this, Roger, thank you so much. Please comment if you watch this video so I can add you to the Hall of Fame in the Discord server, bro. Your kindness will not be in vain. Anyways, after I sliced Roger, my Saber finally transformed into Saber V2, and man, it was so cool. Pretty much both the attack from Saber V1 got way stronger and went farther distances with larger hitbox radiuses. So this sword was just straight aura. But if I want even more aura than I have right now, and if I want to achieve the title of the strongest underneath the sun, shout out to Vagabond, one of the best mangas ever made, I need to get the true triple katana. Now, to get the true triple katana, as I mentioned earlier, it's absolutely ridiculous. I have to find 3 different legendary swords who have a 1 out of 3 chance of spawning and being sold at this guy right here, the sword dealer, who also can spawn in 8 different locations, so you have to find him. If that wasn't worse, this guy only spawns in a server every 6 hours. So you can see where this is going. This is crazy, and it just keeps getting worse because the only way you can track this guy is by talking to the manager in the lobby of the second C, and his dialogue changes based on how long the sword dealer is from spawning in the server you're in. And since Blox Fruits devs wanted to make this even harder, they made it so that you can't talk to this guy for the first 10 minutes when entering a server. Yeah. With 18 hours of total playtime, I only had 6 hours left to complete this challenge, and getting the true triple katana seemed really bleak, but I delusionally tried anyways. I grinded to level 1000, which took me an hour long, and began tracking down this sword dealer guy, and with the best stroke of luck, I didn't even have to server hop for the first legendary sword. The lobby guy told me he was nearby and he will despawn in 15 minutes. I looked at every location he could possibly spawn in, and I finally found him. I bought the first of the 3 legendary swords, Orochi, and I was in there. Also, I should probably mention that each of these swords cost 2 million in the game, and I had to train all 3 of them to the mastery level 300 before I could even craft the true triple katana. I had 5 hours left and I felt like it was possible, but barely. And I also wish I had 2 times mastery, but I'm broke, so I can't get that game pass. I grinded the first sword to mastery level 300 while also grinding my level to achieve both of the last goals simultaneously, which took about an hour and 30 minutes, so I had 3 hours and 30 minutes to find the other 2 blades. I immediately went on the hunt for the second blade, and just a reminder, as I said earlier, there's a chance that even if you find the sword guy that sells you the blade, he has a chance of just selling you the same sword you already have, so you might just be wasting all your time. Anyways, I server hopped for like an hour and 30 minutes until I eventually found the second sword, Saishi. By the way, can I please get some appreciation comments for speeding all this up, because on my end, this is like never ending agony, bro. I get that this is the best sword in the game, but at this point, bro, this is like insanely hard to get, and I'm pretty much relying on luck right now. Anyways, with 2 hours remaining, I got straight to grinding Saishi to mastery 300, which I stopped midway because I realized I should prioritize getting all the blades and just grind them both to 300. So now I had to find the last sword fast and get it to level 300 quickly. So I called my friend to help me look for the last sword, Shizu, and with 1 hour remaining, I finally had all blades in my possession, 1 at mastery 300, 1 halfway there, and the last one, Shizu, fresh out the oven. I beat bandits like my life depended on it, until I eventually had all 3 blades to mastery 300, and I purchased the true triple freaking katana, man, from this guy on the beanstalk. That was weird. This was everything to me when I first got it, and I had finally felt fulfilled in this game. I also fulfilled my promise from my last Roblox video, so I hope you guys are proud of me. I did it. Right? After 24 hours of playing this game, I now know why people keep coming back, and it's kind of obvious. It's just to feel a sense of accomplishment from putting in hard work to get something you want, and just to feel satisfied. Since you can get so much stronger and farther in Blox Fruits than I am right now with only 24 hours of gameplay, it makes sense why millions come back to play this every single day. Not to mention it's a One Piece theme, the best anime of all time. But the grinding in this game is unbearably boring, man. I can't even lie. I played for a couple hours after I completed the challenge just to max out my mastery on the true triple katana and see the cool moves that everyone says is like really cool. And I can't say the time spent was completely worth it, but when I played with my friends and did raids, it was pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. And I even eventually got to the 3rd sea, and the game after that just kind of got boring to me, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, well, that's 24 hours of Blox Fruits. If you want me to play another game, go comment it and get this video to like 2,000 likes so we can reach more people and hit the big 100k. All right, so claim your spot right now. Anyways, 2 more big videos are coming next, so stay tuned. See you guys when I see you guys.